Morning, 0p here. Now, on my cooker top here is a set of mugs. They're stainless steel, but I was given this by I was given two actually, by my friend James, the bushcraft blacksmith. They are incredibly small. I don't think that's a full cup ball in there. If it is, it's an exact cup measure. They're not very deep either. I should imagine there's about that much at the bottom not used as well, it's an insulator I suppose, but as you can see, this one is a normal size I make, and when you think that this is really a copy of a Fancy Feast stove, that the smaller the better, but this I think will make a great stove. Obviously it's my mug stoves. I've made a few of these now, but this is the size I normally use, and you see I've just taken a handle off this, and I was going to make it and I thought I'll make a smaller one because it seems like a good idea. And I'm going to go up to my shed and start. Now I'm in my shed and I've got the mug, and what I'm going to do with this mug is take off the clip, undo the two screws, keep one of them because you need to plug that hole up, and it helps if you put it on the seam where the fold is for your wick, helps hold it in place. But what I have to do now is take these out and remove it. Now I've removed the clip and quick run round like that on the belt, and that will separate the two halves. Now, here's the mug. Gone round it. It takes a couple of seconds, honestly, with the belt. It might be a couple of bits of stainless steel holding it round the side, but they'll snap off, as you can see. I'll give it a little. It should come out. All the counts. Wants to come. Here we are. That one and that one. Two parts. Ta-da! Well smart. Now, this part has got to be cut down to halfway, and this part has got to be cut down actually not a lot, because as you can see there's quite a difference between that and that. So there's a really big air gap there at the bottom. Never seen one like that before. As I say, I was given this mug and it's absolutely perfect for doing this. It's got a lovely little ridge round the top that is left. I'll equal that up on the grinder and make it nice, and then I'll take the bottom off of that. Now here's the rim dressed nice and smooth so you don't cut yourself on it. There's a few little hairy bits on there, but I'll just rub them over with a piece of emery cloth and get them off, and that'll be nice. And we'll take the bottom off it. Well, here's the finished dinner. You can see the easements at the top there. But they're only put in roughly, they're just to allow the fuel to flow up the wick. There's no holes inside because it's an experiment, this one, to see whether it works or not. If it doesn't, it's just a matter of drilling a couple of holes in there, but I don't think it needs those holes. See. There's the screw in. Now, I recently sent one of these to Fairy Tale Wizard, and he commented that there was a hole in it, so I got a funny feeling that screw has fallen out. So if it has, it needs a screw in it. If you're watching this, mate, it needs a screw put back in it. It's only one off of the side of the mug, but if you've got something small that'll go in there, or block it up with I don't know, bit of filler or something, and I have locked them up with that filling putty before now, and it works. So there you are. Now I've got no holes around here. This is an experiment to see whether this will work without the holes. If it does, all the better. Now here's the finished piece. That's the inner, and there's the eases on the bottom to allow the fuel to rise. And that is done with a bit of luck. And we'll see how it goes. This is a revised design. It might need a couple of holes in it, then again it might not. I've been looking at it, and I don't think it will. Anyway, apart from that, I'll be back. Now, if you're using a piece of belt like I am, still got a buckle on it, you can get these for pennies, like for about, you can buy 3 or 4 for £1 in the charity shops and stuff. But they've got a bit of piping along the top here, and this piping has a filler, and it's this cotton banding here, and you pull that out, and you pull it out with your teeth. Like so. And it flattens that top down, and you can cut it as well to size, which I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the piping off the bottom there so that it all fits together, and that will be the finished stove. As you can see, there's the bottom and there's the top. Goes together like that with a nice big gap round the side that was already there because it's an air gap engineered for the thermal mug, and it fits this absolutely perfectly. So I'm going to cut that, fit it, and we'll see how it works. Now, here is the finished mug stove. The wick's in, cuts are in at the bottom, you can see them, the easements. The top is round because it sits directly on the top of that, and the wick burns it away. I'm going to see how it draws and just how it works. And firstly, I've got to put a screw back in there because that's where the handle is fitted, and unfortunately that's where it always is. So you have to put a screw in it to stop the fuel from running out, which I'm about to do now. In here is some coffee, my tin mug for boiling said water. And I'm going to put the water into the mug. And I'm going to light the stove, and I'm going to film it. I think there's about enough in there for that, for a cup of coffee, maybe a little bit more, because it's quite a big tin mug. And I'm now going to go into my shed, light the stove, and hopefully boil this water. Now, watching water boil is not the greatest, but as you can see, if I put my finger on that now, there's a wet mark on my finger just there, so that means it's gone all the way around. And I'll put that there. Come on now, the lighter decides to fail. Come on, don't fail me now. Here we go. And it's the light all the way around. As you can see, it's burning quite nicely. I'm going to put this on there, and I'm going to talk rubbish for the next couple of minutes while that boils. Now, I've made these before, and it's obviously a fancy feast stove, but I call it a mug stove because it's made out of a mug. That's how I'm working out. But before, I've put holes in here to make it burn what I thought was to aerate it and give it a little bit more of an easement, but you don't need it. this is how it burns. It's burning from the wick, nothing else. And yeah, hopefully it'll be fine. Now, being as this is a brand new stove, right, I'm not going to stand too close to it because there's a few modifications on there and I don't know how it's going to behave. But hopefully it'll be alright. And that's it. Here it is. And it's burning away beautifully. I'm happy with that. The yellowing in the flame is probably because there's a thing called an azo dye used on these bits of belt, and the bits of belt are one of those full linen belt, okay, not anything with nylon in it, because if you forget and use shall we say nail varnish remover, you're going to end up with a sticky, horrible mess, and I don't know how that's going to behave. So, but this behaves just like wicking, because it is basically, that's what it is. It's just nylon. It's just a cotton belt, and it acts as a wick perfectly, as you can see. It's really working well. I've been filming now for 3 minutes, and that water, believe it or not, is starting to boil. I'll give you a look at it. You can see it steaming. 3 minutes. It's a really good stove, you know, and part of that 3 minutes was lighting it and putting the water in. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I can't say I'm not, you know. It's a fantastic piece of kit. I really like them. Whether, I don't know, whether it needs a hole in that or not. I might put a little easement, just a little couple of easements at the top, like I put on the bottom, to see if it's alright. But it's working fine. And as you can see, it's nearly boiled. And you do get a nice rolling boil with this. It's very hot. And I shall take that away in a moment and make my coffee when it's started to roll up. Yeah. So that's how to make a really good. Remember, the Fancy Feast stove was came to fruition, shall we say, for the need to boil snow. I've read up about these stoves, the Fancy Feast stoves and everything else, and that's what it was. It was to boil snow. So yeah, so you can judge for yourself, right? But if you look in there, there is a pretty good boil going. I'll leave it for a couple of seconds more, because that is boiling away lovely. But you can see it's quite a rapid boil now. It's coming up. Now that's pretty good. There you go. Now you can make a cup of coffee with that safely. And that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully I'm going to pick this off of there, because I know this is going to be bloody hot. There we go. Put that on there. And put that in there. And that is the reason why that little juggle there, my hand just gave way. And that's the reason why I have to take all kinds of silly stuff, but that's what happens. It's not a weakness, it's a nerve dysfunction, and that's what happens. I nearly dropped hot water. It didn't burn my hand or nothing like that, it's just that he didn't want to keep hold of it. And there is a beautiful cup of coffee made with boiling water. You can see, oh cool, that is nice and all. Excuse me slurping. That's a lovely cup of coffee. From start to finish, with a mug to a mug stove to a mug of coffee, and you can't. And it didn't take that long. Okay, the whole of this little segment I just filmed took 7 minutes and 27 seconds. So there it is. I've snuffed it out, and if you look in there, you see the amount that's still left in there. It's used about, I don't know, probably about 1 mil in depth of that. So, and that boiled that cup of water or mug of water to make that cup of coffee that's on that thing over there. And I was absolutely blown away with that. Can't be better, can it? You'll see exactly how long it takes to put in this, and that is something I don't normally do. I normally cut back to it and all sorts, but this is what you get. So this is 0 pence, saying if you can, like this and share, because I'd like my videos to get out more. I'm getting a fair amount of hits, but I'd like to know that it was getting out a bit more. So if you can, just share it. And 0 pence, thanks very much. Catch you later.